Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students of Standard 9th, today we are going to start another chapter from Science 2 syllabus, that is chapter number 17, Introduction to Biotechnology. Dear students, in this chapter we are going to see the topics like tissues, the types of tissues, animal tissues and plant tissues, then what is tissue culture, agritourism, agribusiness. Okay, and especially we'll understand what is biotechnology. So let us start. Tissue. So tissue, in the case of amoeba, like unicellular organism, all functions are performed by organelles of that single cell. However, most of the organisms are multicellular. However, the various process how are the various processes brought in their body? Group of cells come together so as to perform various functions of the body. So as you know, the unicellular organism like amoeba perform all the functions of organelles of the single cell, and most of the organisms which are multicellular, so how they perform their functions of the body, various functions of the body. So we are familiar with the sequence of letters like words, sentences, lessons and textbook. Similarly, organization of the body of organisms follows a definite hierarchy, and you have already studied about cells and cell organelles in that hierarchy. So what is a tissue? A tissue is a group of cells having the same origin, same structure and same function, and they are called as tissue. So we have millions of cells which are present in the body of multicellular organisms. These cells are divided into different groups, and each group performs a definite function. For example, we can perform movements due to contraction, relaxation of muscles, conducting tissues in plants, transport water and food to all its parts. We had already discussed about it. All functions of the body occur with full efficiency due to specific organization of cells and their division of work. So this is how the tissue help the body to work its different functions. So basically we have the tissues are divided in two types. One, the group is called as simple tissue, the other group is called as complex tissue. So what are simple tissues? Simple tissues are made up of only one type of cells, and complex tissues are made up of by more than one type of cells. So examples are given over here. We are going to discuss, or we are going to see these examples in further part of this chapter. Now let us talk about plants. Plants are sedentary. Most of the tissues are of the type that give support. There are dead cells in some of the tissues, and these do not need much attention. Growth of plants occur in specific parts of their body where the tissues contain dividing cells. As animals have to move from one place to another place in search of food, shelter and partners, their energy needs are greater. So most of the tissues of animals are made up of living cells. Uniform growth occurs out the body of an animal, and they do not have different dividing and non-dividing tissues. This means that plants and animals have different type of tissues to perform the necessary functions. So here in this paragraph, plants and animals tissues are different because plants are sedentary, they don't move anywhere. Okay, so there's many of the cells are dead, and the growth of the plants occur in only one particular or the specific parts of the body, whereas animals, as they move from one place to another place, so their cells are living cells, and most of the tissues, they grow throughout the body with the growth of cells. Okay, so this is how animal tissue and plant tissues are different. Now let us talk about animal tissues. If we talk about animal tissues, in the body of animal, different organs come together to form a specific function. So organs like lungs, trachea, with the help of contraction and relaxation of some muscles, they bring about the functions of respiration. So different tissues perform different functions in the organs, and accordingly tissues are of different types. Okay, you can see here the diagram is given. So there are mainly 4 types of tissues. Okay, animal tissues, namely epithelial, connective, muscular, nervous. So these are the 4 questions usually asked on this. What are the different types of animal tissues? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, even you can see in the diagram. Okay, there are the diagram is given in the side to you. Okay, it's named as muscular tissue, connective tissue, nervous tissue, epithelial tissue. These are the 4 different types of tissue. Okay, so do you know part is being eliminated? No need to do this. Fine, this part is eliminated from the syllabus. So students, next time we'll see each of them one by one. So by the time you read this part, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So epithelial tissues are of, again, different types. Let us understand what are epithelial tissues. Protective coverings in the animal body are called epithelial tissues. Cells in this tissue are closely packed and form continuous layers. Any material that enters the body first and encounters epithelial tissue. Cells of epithelial tissues are separated from the cells of other underlying tissues by a fibrous membrane. The skin, mucous layer of the mouth, cavity, inner surface of blood vessels, walls of the alveoli, etc. are made up of epithelial tissues. So all the covering which are there in our body, skin, underlining of skin, mouth covering, the intestine layer inside, all these are made up of epithelial tissues. Now there are the types of epithelial tissue, the name, their appearance, location, structure and function we are going to see one by one. So let us start with the first type of epithelial tissue, squamous epithelium. As you can see its appearance, how it looks, and it is found in the inner surface of mouth, esophagus, blood vessels, alveoli. They are thin, small, flat cells form semi-permeable membrane, and the function is selective transport of substances. They selectively absorb something and give out something. So this is how squamous look like. Okay, small, flat like cells. Now the second one, stratified epithelium. Stratified epithelium are found, they look like this, and they are found in outer layer of skin. Many layers of cells, okay, you can see one above the other, there are many layers of cells, and the function is to prevent wearing of organs, means they prevent that no organ should get injured, or no organ should get damaged, and they protect organs. Okay, so these are the multi-layer of cells, one above the other, so called stratified. Now the third one, glandular epithelium. Here you can see how they looks like. This is the structure of glandular epithelium. They are found in inner layer of skin, and the cells contain vesicles packed with secretory material. Okay, they have some secretory substance, secretory material which secretes out something from this. The secretion of sweat, oil, mucus, etc. This is a function of glandular epithelium. Okay, so the secretory substance like sweat during the summer season, or when you feel hot, the sweat which come out from the skin is because of this glandular epithelium present below the skin. Now let us talk about columnar epithelium. The word column, they looks like column, that's why they are named as columnar epithelium. Where they are found, the location is inner surface of intestine, mucosa, alimentary canal. Okay, this is the place where they are found. Now column like tall cells, upper free surface bears folds made up of these cells at places of absorption. Okay, you can see the folds at the upper layer. So they are tall column like, that's why they are called columnar, and the function is secretion of digestive juice, absorption of nutrients. So they secrete digestive juice, help in the process of digestion, and they absorb nutrients from the food material. Moving ahead, another one, ciliated epithelium. So ciliated epithelium have cilia, that's why the word used is ciliated. You can see over here the fine hair like projection So they are called ciliated epithelium. Inner surface of respiratory tract. Okay, this is where they are found. The upper free surface of cells bears minute hair-like processes. Okay, they have minute hair-like processes, the upper surface. And what they do, the function is to push mucus and air forward to keep the air passage free. Okay, they push the hair-like process which they have. They help us, the mucus found in our body, and particularly in the nasal area. There they push the air and mucus to keep the air passage free. So the last one is cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, the word is taken as they look like cube. As you can see here, each of them looks like a cube. So it's cuboidal epithelium where they are found. The location is tubules of kidney and salivary gland. Okay, the tubes which are connected to kidney are called tubules of kidney, and the kidney word, another word used for kidney is nephron. Each unit of kidney or the excretory system is called as nephron. And how they looks like, the cells are cuboidal. Okay, that's why the name is cuboidal epithelium. The function is to reabsorb useful materials from urine, secretion of saliva. This is the function. They reabsorb all the useful materials from urine and give it again back to the body. And again, the important thing they do is they secrete saliva, help assist the salivary gland to secrete saliva. So here we have finished the types of epithelial tissue. Okay, so I hope you got it. Now this part, use your brain power, is again something which is not to be done this time. Okay, I hope you got it. Now the next lecture will discuss connective tissue. By the time you read this part, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.